Let's talk to Robert Bates, Research Director at the Centre for Migration Control. Robert, unbelievable scenes this morning. We haven't quite managed to find out yet whether the Bell Hotel has been closed. We don't know whether those migrants have been moved into the Britannia Hotel in Canary Wharf. We suspect that might be what's happened. Don't know. But the idea that the police have somehow got themselves involved in shipping in far-left activists in order to demonstrate against the local people of Epping who are sick to the back teeth of having migrants wandering around and causing trouble is extraordinary, isn't it?
Morning, Mike. So those protesting outside the Bell Hotel are normal men and women of Essex, their fathers, mothers, just concerned about the change in the community that they have seen as a result of the dozens of undocumented men being dumped in their community. They are concerned about the welfare of their children after reports of alleged gropings and things like that. They have every right to be protesting against this imposition that the government, as a result of its failed asylum policy, has dumped on their doorstep. The idea that we're having snaggletooth, purple-haired freaks being transported in by the police under the cover of darkness to effectively give a counter-narrative and effectively just agitate those that have got very legitimate grievances is absolutely disgusting. I don't think I've ever seen a story quite like this one. I think this is something that effectively is looking to undermine the genuine concerns of real people and instead elevating those voices of sort of well-to-do Islington, middle-class, bored, slightly elderly individuals who want nothing more than to wave those placards that say fascists not welcome here and things like that, and to demonise the ordinary people of this country. I think it's an absolutely disgusting thing for Essex Police to have done. I really hope heads do roll as a result of this, but I really can't imagine that they will. I think we need to get to a point where we recognise that people across the country are fed up to the back teeth with this situation when it comes to illegal migrants that they are inevitably going to start protesting. And it's most of the situation in Essex was done so peacefully, and then the agitation was brought when individuals were shipped in from the railway station. So I really can't see how this is in any way legitimate or it's in any way done in the name of law and order. I think it's something that is effectively done for political reasons.
Absolutely right. I mean, here's what Keir Starmer tweeted out last night, right? Saying that he's smashing the gangs, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's going to follow the money. Have a look at this.
I'm absolutely determined that we're going to stop people crossing the channel in small boats. That is being run by gangs who are making a huge amount of money from the vile trade of people smuggling and getting them into those boats. And I was chief prosecutor for 5 years, and one of the things that I learned then was if you're going to smash a gang that's driven by money, follow the money.
Yeah, well, the other people who are making a bucket load of money out of it are people like Serco and other companies who have got government contracts to house these bozos every time they come across the channel. So the idea that he's going to somehow follow the money, he can follow it all the way to the Britannia Hotel, where you seem to be paying for an awful lot of rooms for these illegals to stay in.
Exactly. It's the Serco, it's the hoteliers, it's the suppliers, it's the charities, the left-wing charities that are given very lucrative contracts to do things such as provide welfare for those individuals in hotel. A lot of people are doing very well out of this chaos. And frankly, the problem isn't the gangs. I couldn't give a darn about the gangs themselves. The problem is the huge numbers of individuals across the world who are looking at Britain, looking at what successive governments have done and how incompetently they've handled the illegal migration crisis, and thinking that is well worth my risk. That is well worth me making an effort to try and enter that country illegally, because I know at the very worst I will have at least a couple of years effectively in a hotel, able to enter the black market through Deliveroos that are incompetently managed, or those car washes that are not clamped down on effectively, and I'll be sort of put up in taxpayer-funded hotels, free food and board, make a pretty bob for myself, and then eventually maybe the judicial system will creak its way into removing me from the country. The pull factors are the huge issue here. I think what we're seeing effectively is Keir Starmer, what over the last year has been bleating on about these gangs. How do we know how successful they've been? There's no KPI in place to measure the actual progress of this plan. Again, it's another set of headlines today with his plan to smash the gangs of, prosecuting those.
Well, I mean, it's not worth the paper. None of his moves are worth the paper they're written on. They talk about arrests being up 50%. To my knowledge, they've arrested 2 people. They haven't arrested really very many people at all. The people continue to come. They keep commandeering more hotels. They're commandeering more individual homes for these people. And the threat of more people coming is not going away.
No, and we saw another piece in the Telegraph today saying that what we'll likely see is that the numbers double this year at the very least. I think we will hit 50,000 this year. I'd put money on
Absolutely.
50,000. Result of weather conditions and just the existing diaspora that we have here in the UK. They will obviously be in touch with people back in their countries of origin as well, and those kind of benefits that they're being given will be being projected back to those people looking to make the crossing as well. So I think we will 100% hit 50,000. Of course, we'll see probably over 6 billion being spent on this ludicrous situation over the next 12 months. All the while, of course, we're seeing the government desperately scrabbling around to try and make a few savings to deal with the spiralling spending situation and the debt we have in this country as well. And again, it's the British taxpayer that is likely going to be walloped in the coming months with tax hikes. As a result of this, we're effectively in a situation where the British population being put last by their own politicians who prioritise things like international law and ridiculous notions of asylum and duty to individuals claiming refugee status, rather than they have towards the actual members of people of this country that have paid taxes for generations.
I know. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely ridiculous and shocking and shameful. Great to see you. Robert, thanks very much indeed. Robert Bates there, Research Director of the Centre for Migration Control.